Hello folks, today we have our first official Galaxy S26 Ultra look, the most powerful and feature-packed model of the Galaxy S26 lineup. Thanks to renders published by the folks over at Android Headlines, we now have a clear picture of the Galaxy S26 Ultra, a flagship that refines rather than reinvents, borrowing select design cues from the S25 Edge. Fans will instantly recognize the familiar design here, a modern flat frame with softly rounded corners, essentially a calmer, more deliberate evolution of the S25 Ultra. The result is a phone that looks premium without shouting for attention, and one that should feel reassuringly steady in a case or bear. The headline design move is visual and practical. Samsung is returning to a camera island on the S26 Ultra after several years of individually mounted lenses. The new island, evocative of the Galaxy S25 Edge, groups the cameras into a single sculpted plate. That shift introduces potentially better protection against dust rings around individual lenses. Dimensionally, the S26 Ultra is expected to measure a svelte 7.9mm at the frame, with the island protruding roughly 4.5mm. Yes, that means a touch of a desktop wobble when you tap the screen on a flat surface. It's hardly unusual for ultra-ambitious camera hardware, and it's also the trade-off you accept when optics demand space. Only a centered island can truly stabilize a phone on a table, and Samsung appears to be prioritizing visual balance and internal packaging over the perfect desk feel. In the video, we can also see the S Pen sitting at the very edge of the bottom left corner. This change was likely necessitated by the thinner design compared to the S25 Ultra, which is 8.2mm thick. As a result, the S Pen's back end, or clicker as some call it, has been reshaped. It's no longer flat as shown in a previous leak. However, while the Galaxy S26 Ultra may not look radically different on the outside, it could shine when in use thanks to Samsung's most advanced OLED panel yet. This display has already been spotted on a competing smartphone. Expect a notable jump in peak brightness for HDR highlights and sunlit legibility, alongside richer, more saturated colors that maintain tonal accuracy. Equally intriguing is a privacy viewing mode Samsung has been testing. It narrows viewing angles to keep screen content from prying eyes on trains, planes, and open offices. Think of it as a built-in privacy filter you can toggle rather than a permanent hardware sheet that hurts everyday visibility. However, the changes may not be that significant in at least one department: the camera setup. Samsung has reportedly finalized the camera specs for the 3 new models due in the coming months. The Galaxy S26 Pro's camera setup is expected to remain virtually unchanged. It may have the same 50MP wide, 12MP ultra-wide, and 10MP 3x optical zoom camera as the Galaxy S25. But while the Galaxy S26 Edge may not have a dedicated zoom camera like this year and retain its 200MP wide sensor, the report claims that the ultra-wide camera will be upgraded from 12MP on the Galaxy S25 Edge to 50MP on next year's model. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to feature the same ISO-cell HP2 to 100MP primary sensor as its predecessor. It may also have a 50MP ultra-wide and 50MP 5x optical zoom sensor, the same as this year. It's unclear at the moment if the secondary 10MP 3x optical zoom sensor will be exactly the same as well or an upgraded unit. If that sounds conservative, it is, but it also hints at where Samsung believes the real gains lie in 2026: computational photography rather than going all out on camera hardware, much to the annoyance of tech fans. For regular users, this means consistent quality without noise or overexposure. For fans of hardware innovation, it's a source of criticism. After all, as usual, we crave hardware upgrades to make us want to buy a smartphone. But in practice, it's software and AI improvements that often deliver a noticeable boost in photo quality in real-world conditions. None of that requires new sensor silicon, just better tuning and bigger on-device models. For enthusiasts who crave brand new optics every year, this will sting. For everyday shooters, consistent leaps in color science and reliability often matter more than spec sheet fireworks. The Galaxy S26 Ultra doesn't rip up the blueprint. Instead, it refines a restrained industrial design, re-embraces a unified camera island, rethinks S Pen ergonomics to match a thinner frame, and leans into a class-leading OLED with a privacy twist. In short, if you were banking on radical exterior change, the Ultra isn't that phone. If you care about the day-to-day experience, screen, stylus, faster charging, and smarter photos, this year's quiet upgrade may be the one that ages best. Anyway guys, I will keep you updated. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.